Dear members, today our webinar is about career guidance, future of medicine. First, let me welcome our respected President, Dr. Sunil PK. Welcome you, sir. Then I would like to welcome our Honorable General Secretary, Dr. Jobin G. Jos. Welcome you, sir. Next, I would like to welcome our respected Treasurer, Dr. Anu B.S. Welcome you, sir. Next, let me welcome our respected Managing Editor, Dr. Muralidharan, sir. Welcome you, sir. Today we are blessed with our esteemed resource person, Dr. Rekha Pillai. She is consultant gynecologist and reproductive medicine in NHS UK. In this occasion, let me also welcome our respected State Academic Cell members, Dr. Vincent A.B., Dr. Praveen K.S., Dr. Abhilash Purushothaman, and Dr. Merin. Welcome you all. I would also like to welcome our respected District Secretary, Dr. Saini, and Treasurer, Dr. Resmi. I wish you all a very informative webinar. Once again, welcoming all our members. Thank you. Over to Dr. Resmi. Dr. Resmi, please join.
Thank you, sir. കേൾക്കാമല്ലോ അല്ലെ?
കേൾക്കാം.
എല്ലാവർക്കും നമസ്കാരം. ഡോക്ടർ രേഖാപിള്ള ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിൽ വളരെ സന്തോഷമുണ്ട്. സത്യം പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഡോക്ടർ രേഖയുടെ അക്കാഡമിക് പ്രൊഫൈൽ വളരെ ബ്രീഫായിട്ട് പറയാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാണ്. അത്രയും മികച്ച ഒരു അക്കാഡമിക് പ്രൊഫൈലും റിസർച്ച് ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റുകളാണ് ഡോക്ടർ രേഖയ്ക്കുള്ളത്. She is a consultant in gynecology and a subspecialist in reproductive medicine and surgery in Newcastle Fertility Center, Newcastle upon Tyne Hospitals, NHS Trust, UK. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ നമുക്കറിയാം, നമ്മൾ പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ഇന്ത്യയിൽ പ്രത്യേകിച്ചും കേരളത്തില് നമ്മൾ മെഡിക്കൽ ഫീൽഡിൽ വന്ന നമ്മൾ തിരിഞ്ഞു നോക്കാത്ത ഒരു സംഭവമാണ് റിസർച്ച് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. നമ്മളെ പോസ്റ്റ് ഗ്രാജുവേഷൻ സമയത്ത് MD ആയിട്ട് DNB ആയിട്ട് തീസിസ് എഴുതി സൂപ്പർ സ്പെഷ്യാലിറ്റിക്കും അതിനുശേഷം നമ്മൾ ആ ഒരു റിസർച്ചിനുള്ള പാഷൻ നമ്മളിൽ പൊതുവെ കുറവാണ്. രേഖയെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഷീ കറന്റ്ലി ലീഡ്സ് എ വേൾഡ് റിനൗണ്ട് പൈനിയറിംഗ് മൈറ്റോകോൺഡ്രിയൽ ഡൊണേഷൻ പ്രോഗ്രാം ഇൻ ദ ന്യൂകാസിൽ ഫെർട്ടിലിറ്റി സെന്റർ. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ UK ന്യൂകാസിൽ യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയിലെ ഓണററി സീനിയർ ലെക്ചർ ആയിട്ടും സേവനം അനുഷ്ഠിക്കുന്നു. ഷീ കംപ്ലീറ്റഡ് ഹെയർ MBBS ഫ്രം തിരുവനന്തപുരം മെഡിക്കൽ കോളേജ്. ഞങ്ങളുടെ 98 ബാച്ചിലെ വളരെ അക്കാഡമിക് മികച്ച നല്ല അക്കാഡമിക് രംഗത്ത് മികച്ചു നിന്ന ഒരു സ്റ്റുഡന്റ് ആയിരുന്നു ഡോക്ടർ രേഖ. രേഖയെ സംബന്ധിച്ചോളം പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ എന്താ പറയാ, എപ്പോഴും ഒരു അന്വേഷണത്തോര, അതായത് പഠിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് തന്നെ എപ്പോഴും സംശയങ്ങൾ ചോദിക്കാനും അത് ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്ത് പോകാനുള്ള ഒരു എന്തായിരുന്നു ഒരു പ്രവണത ഡോക്ടർ രേഖയ്ക്ക് എന്നും ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു അത് തന്നെ ആയിരിക്കണം ഗവേഷണ രംഗത്തെ റിസർച്ച് എന്ന ഫീൽഡിലോട്ട് മുൻനിരയിലേക്ക് വരാനായിട്ട് രേഖയ്ക്ക് സാധിച്ചതും. അതിനുശേഷം രേഖ UK നിന്ന് MRCOG എടുക്കുകയും PhDയും റിപ്രൊഡക്റ്റീവ് മെഡിസിൻ ചെയ്യുകയുണ്ടായി. She completed her PhD from University of Leicester in the prediction of miscarriage. She has published extensively in the field of early pregnancy complication, infertility, and fertility options for women with mitochondrial mutations. She has been invited speaker at several national and international conferences. She was selected as the best trainee in the National Laparoscopic Training Program in 2018 in the United Kingdom. The highlight of her career was so far was leading the mitochondrial donation team and publishing the birth of 8 babies through the innovative 3-person baby technique, which എടുത്തു പറയേണ്ട ഒരു രേഖയുടെ ഒരു നേട്ടമാണ്. സ്പെഷ്യൽ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് ഒക്കെ പറയാനാണ് ഏറെയുണ്ട്. ഹെർ സ്പെഷ്യൽ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് ഇൻക്ലൂഡ് അസിസ്റ്റഡ് റിപ്രൊഡക്ഷൻ ഫോർ മൈറ്റോകോൺഡ്രിയൽ മ്യൂട്ടേഷൻ, recurrent implantation failure, infertility associated endocrine conditions and fertility preservation in gender dysphoria. അങ്ങനെ അത് നീണ്ടുപോകുന്നു. ഇതിനൊക്കെ ഒരു മികച്ച ഡോക്ടർ എന്നതിലുപരിയായിട്ട് രേഖ ഒരു ക്ലാസിക്കൽ ഡാൻസർ കൂടിയാണ്. അതിനോടും പാർശ്വം വെച്ച് പുലർത്തുന്ന ഒരു ഡോക്ടറുടെ കരിയറോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ അധികം ദീർഘിപ്പിക്കുന്നില്ല. ഇങ്ങനെ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇത്രയും നല്ലൊരു സ്പീക്കറെ കിട്ടിയതിൽ വളരെ സന്തോഷം. Over to you, Dr. Rekha.
Thank you so much, my dear friend Rashmi, for the kind introduction. Rashmi എന്നോട് സംസാരിക്കാൻ പറഞ്ഞപ്പം thought about a 13-year-old girl 33 years back who sat behind an Enfield Bullet and went to meet her mentor that changed her. This 13-year-old girl never dreamt big, but the mentor taught her to dream big and gave her directions and led her to the amazing specialty of medicine. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk. And it's from the bottom of my heart because I really appreciated this, not just as a doctor, but as the mother of 2 teenage children. I think motherhood is one of the most challenging job for anyone to do, from my perspective. When you do a laparoscopic surgery, you can always predict to certain extent what is going to happen next. But when you're looking after 2 separate minds, which can be at times rebellious, you have no idea what it is going to lead next. So that uncertainty I found quite challenging. At the same time, I enjoyed the journey of being a mother as well of these 2 children, my 17-year-old and 13-year-old girl. So when Rashmi asked me to give this talk, I was ready to do it straight away because this is something myself I'm trying to navigate at the moment. How will I guide my children? So why should we think about a career so earlier on in life? It's quite important because it gives you the sense of direction. It helps you to set a goal. And it takes off the uncertainty. So you are sure this is what I want to do. So you can plan earlier on in life, and it gives you confidence and motivation. What you do now is what you become in the future. And I'll go back to that 13-year-old girl who used to sit and think, what should I become in life? And I used to think, what do I enjoy doing most? I was brought up in a small, now it is a town. When I was growing up, it was a village where the prevalence of cancer was highest, in fact, in the world. It is because of the thorium, high amount of thorium in the soil. So I grew up seeing a lot of cancer around me. And I soon realized that I like to look after people. I like to care for people who are around me. And what subjects do I like? I thought about it. And I could see an immediate passion towards science. There was no doubt about it. I also introspected what are my strengths. And I realized I am a quite compassionate person. I am an empathetic person who is, as Rashmi said, very curious to find out what is happening and why is it happening. And my values were I have to some of my values where I want to care for people, but at the same time, I don't want to work under anyone else. I want to be my own boss. So those are the things that led me to decide that I want to take medicine. And we need to realize when there is strong passion and good skill set, along with opportunities, that gives a very good career. Many of you might know this person. This is Adam Kay. He was a junior doctor in the UK. He was in the wrong career. He didn't enjoy working as a junior doctor, but he found many of the circumstances in the hospital quite hilarious, which made him to write this book, This Is Going to Hurt. I'm sure many of you might have read this book. It's an interesting read if you haven't. Anyway, he now works as a screenplay director, performer, and a book writer. So he was in the wrong profession, and that's what happens when you're in the wrong profession. Then you will need to have a rethink, and you might end up changing the whole profession because you never liked it. So these are some of the traditional careers we all know about: healthcare, engineering, information technology, business, education, teachers, law. So these are some traditional careers, but the current generation is blessed. They have much more opportunities in front of them. So these are some of the careers already existing and coming up. Artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, data science, sustainable energy, big huge field, robotics, and environmental science. So, however, I always tell my children, it's not about becoming doctor or engineer. It is becoming who you are. What are your core strengths? You should start working on your core strengths, such as every child in the current era should work on their computer literacy. It's like learning English or Malayalam. It's another language. They should have digital skills. More than that, they should have problem solving skills. And they should also work on their soft skills because this is the generation of AI. AI is going to replace so many of our traditional career paths. And the jobs that's going to survive in the AI evolution are those jobs which has got a human touch. And also those jobs which are creative. So it's quite important you work on your communication skills, your team working skills, leadership skills, creativity, ability to flex and be flexible, critical thinking, and time management. So those teenagers who are listening, these are the skills you should harness and improve on and work on so that when you are ready to face the world, you are fully equipped. I don't need to tell you about these things. I'm sure your teachers might be talking to you, your parents might be talking to you about good study habits, discipline as the path for success. However, again, this is sometime I tell my students, I tell my children, it is the person who is going to be successful in the future is not the person with the biggest IQ. It is not the person who has the best memory. It is the person who has the ability to continue to work time and time again without failing. Those are the people who has the most positive attitudes in life. Approaching anything with a lot of positivity. Those are the people who has a lot of resilience. Even if they fall down to failure, they should be able to arise, come up like a phoenix. Those are the people who take time to reflect on who am I? What are my pitfalls? And how can I improve and make a serious effort to improve themselves every day. You will face challenges on your way. Often, I'm sure many of you are really doing well in your school already. And especially in those bright students, I often see the fear of failure because they are growing up in a world where they are the center of the universe. They are treated like the center of the universe. Parents only has one or two children. They are everything for them, and the children are treated like they are the center of. They are brought up with a lot of attention, and also the current generation is brought up with a lot of immediate gratification. They want to see TV, they get to see TV immediately. They want to enjoy something, they go to holidays, they get whatever they ask, they get it immediately immediately nowadays compared to our past generation. Because of that, there are lots of expectation on them that brings out a fear of failure, which can bring anxiety and bring poor performance in the child. Also, peer pressure. I tell my children, you need to circle yourself with the good friends who have the same interest as you. Otherwise, and those friends who will bring you up rather than bring you down. It's crucial and it's very, very important. Other challenges are lack of confidence, lack of motivation. There are lots of distractions at the current world. So you need to learn to overcome that and the uncertainty. How will you overcome that? You ask for guidance, speak to your parents, speak to your teachers. You stay focused and keep learning. All the more important is believe in yourself. Lots of people have managed it. I can also manage. However, I always highlight the importance of SMART objectives, SMART goals. I'll tell you a story. When I finished my PhD, I had to write a 3,000 page thesis. I was working full time. mother of two. And I was thinking, how am I going to achieve this? I can't see any end. I can't see any beginning. And I was lost. So that's when one of my friend came as my savior and told me about setting small steps, taking small steps at a time, setting smart objectives. So one day, just write the framework for your thesis. 1 hour you spend. Other day, you just probably write one paragraph of the introduction. So day by day, word by word, drop by drop, you finally build up what you need to build up. So it is a very, very powerful tool, always that works, always works. If you think you are lost, you have a massive task to achieve, this will work if you trust me on this. So I'll go back to that 13-year-old girl who was thinking, what career should I choose? So I introspected myself. I realized that I have a caring element in me. I was empathetic. I want to have flexibility in my life. I don't want to work under anyone. At the same time, I was immensely curious. I want to keep learning. And that's when I decided this is the profession I need to go on to, become a doctor. So I got into medical school and I again introspected myself. What should I do next? Which specialty should I choose? I didn't like sitting and reading a lot. I was very much hands-on. And I loved looking after women. I liked a mix of medicine and surgery. And hence I decided to do obstetrics and gynecology, which is a specialty where we care for women. And it has a nice balance of medical side and surgical side to it. So I got into obstetrics and gynecology here. I finished my MBBS in India and came to UK immediately and got into training program in obstetrics and gynecology here. And it's a long 7 years of training. And throughout the training, and from very earlier on, I started introspecting again myself. What should I do next? What subspecialty should I choose? Should I become a gynae oncologist? Should I become a urogynecologist? Should I become a fetal medicine specialist or a reproductive medicine specialist? I don't know if this video will work. We will try. If not, oh yeah, it looks like it's working. It's a video of an embryo being developed. So an egg and sperm mixed together to form an embryo. And this embryo is put in an incubator which has got a time-lapse video attached to it, which records how the embryo is growing. And you can see that embryo is dividing fast, forming into 6-cell stage morula and eventually into a blastocyst, which is a 5-day-old embryo, which is what we put inside the uterus to implant. You can see how beautifully it's dividing. And that is a blastocyst there. Today, I just finished transferring embryo to 5 women. Put 5 beautiful blastocysts inside 5 women before this talk. And this is another video of pronuclear transfer. So Rashmi was talking about mitochondrial donation. This mitochondrial donation is for a woman who has got mitochondrial mutation. So for the children there, I'm sure all the doctors will know, but for the children there, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. And it gives energy to the cells to do its job. And when there is when there's any kind of spelling mistake in its gene, what happens is the cells in the body doesn't function so well, leading to many debilitating diseases. And even though we say half of me is from my mom and half of me is from my dad, it's not exactly true. Mom gives a little bit extra always. 99% of the genetic material is from mom and dad. However, that 1% of DNA sitting in the mitochondria comes from mom alone, which is in the cytoplasm of the cell. I am sure you would have all learned cell biology by now. So if there is a spelling mistake in the DNA of the mitochondria, you are going to get diseases, very severely debilitating diseases. And it runs in the mom side of the family. That is the peculiarity of it. So this mitochondrial donation program has been developed in order to eradicate this from the community, where we get a donor egg and the mitochondria from the donor egg, and we make embryos using that sperm, and we also make embryos using mom's egg and dad's sperm. We take the nuclear material from the mom and dad and put it in the donor cytoplasm after removing its nuclear material, thereby eliminating that damaged mitochondria. So the resulting child will have the genetic material from both parents, but the mitochondria from the donor. So in this video, what we just saw is the the pronucleus, which is the after fertilization, the mom and the dad genetic material is being removed from the cell. And in the next video, you are going to see where that pronucleus is put back on the enucleated donor's egg. You can see the mom and dad genetic material going slowly into the cytoplasm of the donor, which has got the healthy mitochondria. Isn't that fascinating? This is exactly what fascinated me as well. And reproductive medicine is a very fast evolving field, and that is why I wanted to do it. Now, I have, as I said, 12-year-old and 17-year-old at home, constantly confusing with the new gen. Oh, it's actually not Gen Z, it's Gen Alpha. I got that wrong. Gen Alpha vocabularies. So the children out there, can you guess? I'm sure you know the meaning of all these new gen words. Can anyone guess what these words are? Means? I'm sure you are all saying the same words there as well. Is there any children in the participants? Can they guess the name of or meaning of these words? The new words of Gen Alpha.
I'm not sure about what skibidi means, but slay actually means like, oh, you rock that outfit. Like, for example, you just rock that outfit. You got that
Well done.
vibe, you know? So goat is something that you refer to a person, like an ideal, ideal.
Yeah,
Like you say, oh, Messi, yeah, greatest of all time, you know, Argentina.
Yeah.
And Sigma is referred to a person who just doesn't care about anyone, who just follows their own lead and all of that.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, that means that. And Riz is some kind of like new word for flirting to girls or any person in a new kind of way. Yeah. I'm not really sure what skibidi means, but
no, thank you for explaining me. I am also learning. My children told me these words. Every day they say these things. So we are also constantly learning. And thank you for explaining
actually,
those words to me.
17. I'm actually 17-year-old. So I know most of it. Yeah, I'm 17.
What's your name?
My name is Aishwarya.
Thank you, Aishwarya, for explaining to me. I think that's what I gathered as well. Some similar things you explained to me. I have to sit and learn all these new words now. Otherwise, how will I talk to you guys? Anyway, so that's a little break from the boring talk. We'll go back to medicine. Yeah. So what is medicine? Medicine is not just diagnosing disease. It is not just about treating people. It's about preventing and promoting health as well. It's about caring those people who has got illness. A doctor just don't treat disease. They care. They look after the people. So why should you choose medicine? It's a highly rewarding specialty, especially for the newer generation, where you are used with immediate gratification. This is a field you get immediate gratification. I used to say when I used to do obstetrics, and nowadays I don't do obstetrics. When I walk out of labor ward, I used to feel like I had a shot of amphetamine. I never had it in life, but that's how I used to feel. All the endorphins make me feel like that. It gives a lot of satisfaction because you diagnose, you treat, you see the results immediately. So you make a real difference in front of your eyes day to day. And isn't that amazing? You never stop learning. new things are coming up all the time. If you just need to stay on top of it, you need to keep learning. And if you are that curious person, this is the specialty to be. And there is hardly any other specialty in the world where, apart from teachers, I would say, where you get respected most. I know there are isolated incidents we hear in news all the time. However, majority of the time, the doctors are very well respected in the society. Wherever in the world you are, whether it is in India, whether it is in UK, that same story. This is what I was talking about. So this is I was talking about continuous learning, lifelong learning. I was over 14 when I was given this challenge to lead the mitochondrial donation program. I didn't hesitate because the curiosity in me made me, okay, I'm going to do this. Even though it was a completely new, mind-blowing field for me. I have to sit and learn about what mitochondria is, how it works, what heteroplasmy is, how the genes, genetics, I didn't have any clue. I have to learn about all the genetic stuff. I have to learn about all the syndromes. You might have heard about Lone syndromes and Mela syndromes, and completely a new field, minefield for me. But if you have that passion to do lifelong learning, that is what you do. And nothing will come to you easily. Only when you have to go through harder things in life, when you go through that, you will see the benefits and you will reap the benefits of it. So is medicine right for you? Do you enjoy science? Do you like helping people? Are you curious how the body works? Can you stay calm under pressure? It's very important because sometimes you will be dealing with life and death. Your mind should stay steady at that point and should be able to think straight even under pressure. And all our amazing doctors, especially my colleagues in Kerala and India, they are working. They sometimes have to work under very little resources, and they do amazing things every day to make the life of people better. Sometimes you just have minutes or seconds in your hand to think straight and make a difference to the life of that individual. Are you willing to study for many years? If you fit all these, medicine is the right specialty for you. There are lots of types of doctors. It's not just you go and see the doctors you see when you have a cough or cold. There are pediatricians who look after children. There are surgeons who operate. So if you are a very hands-on person, like doing things, surgeries for you. Cardiologist who looks after the heart, amazing physiology. If you like physiology, cardiology is an amazing specialty. Neurologist who looks after the brain. Gynecologist and obstetrician who look after women. Psychiatrist who look after mental health. Emergency physician who works under a lot of pressure, deals with emergencies. Anesthesiologist who puts people to sleep. Radiologist who looks at x-rays. And there are non-patient facing specialties like microbiologist. If you don't want a non-patient facing role, who looks at the microbes and tell you how to treat them. Pathologist who looks at the tissues and diagnose diseases. Do you have leadership traits in you? If you are a leader, I was just talking to Abhilash sir and Tingle sir about how the leadership framework in Kerala works. It's important because they make decisions for the people to work on the ground level to make changes. So if you have leadership trait, preventive and community medicine is for you. You can work in WHO. You can work in various decision-making roles. And it's not just for preventive and community medicine. You can roll out programs for the society. Are you a little detective? Would you like solving crimes? Forensic medicine is for you. Do you like working in a lab, making drugs, or coming up for finding out new tests? Then biochemistry is for you. So there's a whole lot of field. Future of medicine, artificial intelligence is coming into play. Nowadays, it's help in diagnosing, listening to the cough, making diagnosis what condition they have got. They can read x-rays, robotic surgery. You just don't now stand next to a patient. You can sit in a relaxing console and a robot will operate on the patient. Telemedicine, you can sit in India and operate on a patient in America. Genomic medicine is mind-blowing, evolving. We have now sequenced all the genes in a human body. So we can diagnose why diabetes is running in the family. What is the genes behind it? And then you can go and edit them and to prevent that happening. It's like I was talking about mitochondrial mutation. We are working on genes, isn't it? But now it is actually by IVF we are doing it. However, now we can literally get rid of that faulty gene to get rid of the disease. And digital health, and as a future doctor, you have to embrace technology. You will be working hand in hand with technology to be a very good doctor. Some myths about medicine. Doctors know everything. That's not true. Every day, nowadays, it has become really hard. Patients look in AI, put their disease, and they come up with a whole lot of knowledge to you. Other day, a patient asked me, can tick bite cause my ovary to fail prematurely? And I was just blinking. Oh my God, I never heard about it. Put it in AI. AI is telling you if you have tick bite, you can go into premature ovarian insufficiency. So you don't know everything. So you have to keep on learning. You have to keep on reading. And it's every day of the week, I'll be doing some amount of reading so that I won't look baffled in front of my patients. Medicine is not only for geniuses. It's not all medics are not just geniuses. They are dedicated, disciplined individual who has got a lot of perseverance. And also another myth is doctors only work in hospital. That's not true. I just told you about brilliant doctors working in World Health Organizations and administrative sites, researchers, and there are people who work in pharmaceuticals industries, people who are into teaching, purely into teaching. So there are varied roles you can take even if you do medicine. I had my colleagues after finishing MBBS went into administration fully, hospital administration. I have lots of colleagues who actually went on to become full-time researchers. I had colleagues who went on to pharmacy, pharmacology, big companies, pharma companies to develop drugs. So there are a lot more to medicine than just looking after patients. So I'm sure you're familiar with this pathway. In 11 and 12, you do physics, chemistry, and biology. I just tailored it to our Indian medical school entry. And then you have to take a NEET exam, very difficult exam to take. Then you get admission into a private or a government medical college. You finish 4.5 years of MBBS. Then you do your house agency and before you register as a doctor with the Indian Medical Council. So NEET, very tough exam. About 20 lakhs plus students take it every year for 1 lakh seats. And you need to study physics, chemistry, and biology. I'm sure you know more than me because my knowledge might be a bit outdated on this. You need to have finished class 12 and I should have got at least 50% mark. Correct me if I am wrong. And it opens you the doors for a variety of healthcare professions, not just medicine, BDS, Ayurveda, and homeopathy as well. In most exciting years of your life, 5.5 years of journey in medicine. If you ask your parents, they will tell you how exciting it was. Always we fondly remember those 5.5 years. First years are preclinical years where you learn about human body, how it is structured. You learn about the physiology of human body, and you learn about biochemistry, all the fatty acids and proteins and all those stuff you learn in biochemistry. Then you go into your paraclinical years where you learn about microbes, microbiology. Then you learn pathology, where you look into tissues under a slide and try to diagnose what condition they have got. And then you can learn forensic medicine to solve crimes, and also pharmacology is the study of drugs. Final years are clinical specialties, medicine, medical specialties, surgery, where about surgery, and pediatrics and obstetrics and gynecology. And the final year is you do 1 year of internship in rotating through these various specialties. If you would like to specialize, then you can go into MD, where you specialize in medical specialties. You do MS, where you specialize in surgical specialties, or you can do a DNB. If you would like to learn more, then you can do DM, which is a super specialization for medical specialties, or MCH, it's a super specialization for surgical specialties. Highly rewarding, and you make a real life change to the lives of people, and you see that the tears in their eyes, this thank you from their mouth, and that will make your day when you see that. 5 embryos I put in today, all of them said when they went out of the room theater, they said thank you to me. That was enough for me to carry on forever in this specialty. You are well respected. You have stable career, unlike in many, when COVID hit, lots of people lost their job, all the ITs and other many companies, but doctors still had job. It's a very secure profession. I always joke to my husband that I won't get dementia because I'm continuously, you're intellectually challenged, because you always learn, you always keep challenge yourself. So that is another amazing thing with the specialty. And you can choose other paths, not just hospital. You can get into research, teaching. I'll tell you about my day, and you can see what all things I do on a day-to-day basis. Challenges: extremely competitive, long years of study, long hours of work, which can lead to burnout, and it can be sometimes expensive depending on where you study. So the skills that make a doctor, I think we talked about lots of these things. Curiosity, you need to have that curiosity constantly you keep learning throughout. Even now, every day is a new day, school day for me. That's what I say. After now, I'm working in this field for many years, but every single day I get confused. What am I looking at? What is this? How do I deal with it? So every day is a school day. Resilience. So you can feel you are at the rock bottom some days, or whatever things happen, you might have had a complication, and you just feel you are at the bottom of, you just feel complete rock bottom, and then you should have that willpower to re-emerge as if nothing has happened, and you should be able to carry on. But I wouldn't say that you should just move on as if nothing has happened. You should reflect. What has gone wrong? What should I have done differently? How could I have prevented it? So day by day, you will become better and better. You should have empathy. You should be able to think from the other person's shoes, not just from your point of view. And you should have very good precision, attention to details, because you're dealing with human life. Margin of error is very little. You should have good problem-solving skills. And you should be a good team player, because you'll be working in a team. You'll be working with nurses. You'll be working with technicians. You'll be working with a whole group of staff. And you should be a good team player to have a good team camaraderie, to have a good, amazing workplace, so that you can give good care for your patients. So what are the first steps you can take? Physics, chemistry, biology. Build strong fundamentals. Read about biology. Read about human body. Explore the NEET syllabus. Start preparing early. You can talk to other doctors. Your parents are doctors. You can talk to them. You can go to their workplace. You can shadow and see what happens in real life. You can go to a pharmacy and sit there and try to distribute the medicines there, and study little by little every day rather than cramming at the end. So that is all about boring talk from me. I'm sure you have heard all these things a lot from your parents and from your teachers. But I'll tell you the exciting part. What I do after all this, you will reach on an exciting journey of working as a doctor. And it is really exciting. I'll take you through how my days are. I'm a people person. I like talking to people. I like hearing to people's stories. I like sharing emotions with them, and I like wiping tears. So I talk to a lot of people every day. I prescribe medicines. I make management plans. I do surgery. I operate mostly laparoscopic surgeries because of my specialty. This is with a robot console, and this is where we operate the robot on, and this is the actual robot, which is a docking station which docks to the patient. And this is a video of a simple laparoscopy for you to watch. Is it playing? Can everyone see it? Is the video playing?
Yes, playing.
So it is looking inside the tummy. You can see liver. You can see small bowels. You can see large bowel. And you can see uterus. And that is a tube, fallopian tube, being twisted with this ovarian cyst. So we are just untwisting it. It is a dermoid cyst. Dermoid cyst is one of those cysts which forms from the cells that made you as a person from your mother's ovary. So it has the potential to become any organs. So often when it will have hair in it, teeth in it, some sebum in it. So you can see all kind of stuffs when you open it. So that's the sebum coming out. Ideally, we should not spill it because it can cause something called chemical peritonitis. And so we try not to spill it, but sometimes it's tricky. So we have to give a good washout at the end. So you can see hair coming out of it. So we are just peeling the cyst off the ovary, like peeling an orange from its shell, from its skin. So sucking all the inside content using a suction, and you can see the hair coming out. So we put a bag in to get the specimen out without spilling the content much. And the name of dermoid cyst is teratoma. I think it's a big long video. Shall I skip it? Or would you like to continue watching it? So that's the ovary after removing the cyst. Can you see those little round things? Those are the egg follicles. Little bubbles. Those are the egg follicles. Just suturing the ovary back. You don't always have to do it. Ovary can actually form back without even having to suture. So I don't always suture it. So this is like playing video game, if you like playing video game. So that's why I was telling, all the skills are transferable. The skills you develop in life, a lot of them are transferable. So don't hesitate in not doing anything is what is bad. But as long as you're doing little things, you'll develop skills. It is investing on yourself as a person. I think I'll skip it now because we are running out of time as well. Yeah, thank you. So this is doing ultrasound scan. This is the picture of a stimulated ovary for IVF. And these are the scanning technology has advanced. This is a 3D scan of the uterus, which can literally tell you as you have done an MRI scan, how you can diagnose look inside the uterus, where you can see what is inside. You can go plane by plane like you have done an MRI. And I do egg collections. I do embryo transfers. I teach students, so there will be medical students around learning side by side, and I do research, and a lot of my day is spent on administration and management. So it's a wide variety of things. You are not just doing the monotonous same stuff day in and day out, and alongside you do what you enjoy most, looking after your patients as well. So I love my job. I don't feel like I don't want to go to job when I get up in the morning. And it makes me think, what are the challenges waiting for me there at work? So it is that passion that keeps me going every day. And the day you lose that, that day is the day you stop working. So a little interactive session for you to do it like a homework later on. You have a think after this when you get a minute. Why do you want to become a doctor? Would you like to become a doctor? As I told you, what are your interests? What are the skills you have? What do you like reading and learning most about? And obviously, I think this is when once you become a doctor, what specialty interests you? What qualities do you have? If you think yourself and write it down, and hopefully that will help you to decide what would you like to become. A good physician treats disease, and the great physician treats people who has the disease. Thank you. This is a slide made by my daughter, who is playing the piano. Hope you all enjoyed it.
I hope the and one who have attended the class would have enjoyed it, and hope it would have guided it. If anybody wants to ask any doubts or questions, they can unmute and ask, or they can post the questions in the chat box.
Trying to see the chat box. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Sandeep. Thank you, Dr. Anil. Thank you, Dr. Chukal. I'm just reading all the messages. I don't think there are any questions as such, but thanks for all your kind words.
Dr. Sandeep, unmute ചെയ്തൊരു ഒന്ന് സംസാരിക്കാവോ?
There's a question in the chat box. What was my inspiration behind pursuing PhD? There were two reasons. One was I actually wanted to learn about research and how to do research. And the second reason was if I needed to pursue higher, like subspecialty, super specialty training in infertility, that was a mandatory criteria to get into. And there were only 10 seats in the country. If you don't have a PhD, you would not have had a chance to get into that. So that was my second reason. Third reason was, it's a funny one, because my husband did PhD, I had competition, I also wanted to do PhD. And I think that's it. That's the only question in that.
Please wait for 1 or 2 minutes. 1 or 2
Yeah,
minutes.
sure. Yeah, sure.
ഡോക്ടർ സന്ദീപ് രണ്ട് വാക്ക് സംസാരിക്കുന്നോ?
Hello, good evening, sir. Thank you. Thank you for calling me. Thank you so much, madam. I have already sent the messages and you have
Sir.
seen that.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, madam. You need not call me sir, actually. I'm very much junior. I am currently working as a physician in
Okay.
a peripheral hospital at Kozhikode.
Uh-huh.
So the class was very well connected to me.
Okay.
So you told each and every specialty. And I feel that a doctor who is working in health service actually doing each and every specialty.
That is very
Because,
true, isn't it? Yeah.
So we are seeing postmortem cases, we are
Yeah.
seeing gynae cases, we are seeing
Yeah.
medical cases, surgical cases, casualties, OPs, everything. And
It's
we are doing our part
working
in
in the NHS
administration.
here, isn't it?
Madam?
It is a bit like working in the NHS here. That is why we could relate each other.
Yeah, madam. Yeah, madam. Yeah, that's great. Actually, every day we are doing administration, we are doing all sorts of things. And there are a lot of chances to show our leadership skills. And
Yeah.
sometimes we'll be there a leader in casualty, sometimes in OP, sometimes in IP. So the class was actually very well connected to me. And thank you so much for a wonderful class. And truly, it is a very good class for a young generation because uh, when I have two kids, and definitely I will search for any aptitude and attitude for them to be a doctor, especially in this time. Because if they don't have that aptitude, I will not pressurize them to be a doctor. But it is my duty to instill such qualities in them, definitely. But after that,
Absolutely.
I will surely look for that because
That
you
is very
at the end of the class, you specifically asked certain questions, and we should think about those questions. Why do you want to become a doctor? What all qualities do you have? And what all qualities would you like to develop in future? All those things. So all these are really important, and it was really a good question for each and every one who wished to become a doctor. So thank you so much, madam. Thank you.
No, thank you, Sadi. That's an important, valid point you said. I had students who dropped, as I said, postgraduate training here is 7 years and 7 grilling years. I had students who left to farming after 7 years of training because they found at that point it is too much for them to carry on. Because in order for you to do this job, as you all know, sirs and madams there, and who junior to me as well, whoever, you need you need to be hardworking. You need to be able to have that mindset to toil long hours without complaining. You need a lot of patience to do this job. And if you are not fit in that, if you are not that kind of personality, then you will struggle in the profession. So it's very important you have that kind of skill set or qualities in you before you come into the job. And it is quite upsetting to see after coming into specialty, spend so many years and then deciding this is not for me.
Absolutely right, ma'am. Absolutely right. Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Rega, one question. Who did you take as your inspiration?
So many people. So many people. Other day, my son told me, if you actually imitate people, this is what he told me. It's the stupid person's way of admiration is imitating other person. So I said, no, human beings imitate others from the time they are born. They imitate to talk. They imitate to walk. So throughout my journey, I have imitated so many people. I have looked upon those mentors who have inspired me from medical college. I'm sure Reshmi will know Matthew Thomas sir, Joy Phillips sir. After coming here, also I had several mentors who actually I looked up to and tried to learn from them, try to be like them. My own dad was a huge inspiration. Though he was not a doctor. So yeah, lots of people inspired me. There's a question here. I love medicine, but the long years of medicine, I don't know if I am ready for that. What should I do? It's just because you're thinking it as long years, because that long years is actually really enjoyable and you are paid actually most of the time. Obviously, in India, if you are, you initial years won't be paid, but so 5 years of medicine. After that, 3 years of PG, you will be partly paid. And once you start working, you will just, it's like a incremental payment, isn't it? As you get senior, your payment increase. Compared to IT specialties, your first few years are heavily paid. My siblings are in IT, so I know very well how the profession works. So if you end up in a big corporate firm, they take the juice out of you in your initial young years. And the moment you start getting into your 40s and late 30s, they will start they will realizing that you are not up to the pace, or probably you can't keep up the pace, and then they will start making you redundant. Unlike that, in medicine, it's the other way around. You start slowly, but then you continue like a coal. It keep on burning like a coal. As you get older, your value increases. And then it's just you can it's not the same thing you're doing. You pick up, as Dr. Sandeep was saying, you pick up administration. You just your outlook change, not just about treating patients. You start thinking about how can I make a difference to my society, what changes I can bring. So you will keep on taking newer and newer responsibilities. So it doesn't, though it is long years, it's not the same monotonous long years you have got. I have a doubt.
One more question.
Yeah.
There is one question. You are reading that. I have a doubt in choosing my stream in medicine. I am interested in most of the streams, so I am unsure to take which one. How can I choose?
I think I discussed that in the talk. So again, you need to think who you are. Are you a person who like to analyze, think, read? Then it's medical, make diagnose, put things together, two and two, problem solve. You need problem solving in surgery as well, but it's medical specialties for you. You like to read, understand, logic, analyze and come to a diagnosis. But if you're a person who are more hands-on like me, like to do things, lots of energy in you, then surgical specialty is for you. But with surgeon, it's not just those skills you need. You should be able to work under pressure. You should be able to stay calm under pressure. And if you have those kind of skills, then surgery is for you. So those are the main two categories. Then you can decide if you would like to work with children or if you like to work with women. I absolutely loved my time in labor ward. I like the idea of bringing life to the world. Being a woman, I wanted to change the lives of women. So that motivated me to do obstetrics and gynecology. You embrace it. Every day we face litigations, and it's really heartbreaking to hear. What is your opinion? Litigation is, unfortunately, that is the way forward going to be. I normally say you embrace it rather than shying away from it or fearing it. How do you embrace it? You prepare for yourself for it. So you take every precautions, to have keep yourself up to date. Give that attention to details, establish a good rapport with your patients, give them time, then you won't end up not having a complication. But if you develop a complication, it's a specialty, you can't avoid complication, then you should have the good team around you. And something I have to say, that is something I think I have, our Indian health service is developing at a very, very fast pace. I tell my colleagues here, if I need to get better scans, I have to go to India, not wait here for months and months to wait for a scan. So that is how amazingly fast the health service is improving. But we need a bit more. All the sirs in KGMOA, that's my request as well. You are all in good positions to make that change. You need to have guidelines. You need to have policies, which there is to protect us. Because if you are done within the remit of the guideline, and you can protect, and you need to support each other, because you need to have that professional ethics that I can be that person one day. So when my colleague goes through that, I will support him or her. I am sure there are associations like BMA who can speak for you, who can go to the court for you and help you through that difficult times. And also, yes, guidelines, policies, those things can help as well to reduce litigations. So I think that is the job needs to be done by the Medical Council of Kerala, all the administrative teams, more proactive, because it's going to be the way forward. There is no point complaining about it. That is how the society is going to be. We better prepare for it.
Thank you, Dr. Rekha. If there are no further questions or queries, we will wind up. I once more thank you. There is one question.
Small moment in your life that had a massive impact on you. Growing up, I think that's the main thing. Growing up, I was surrounded by cancer. My dad was diagnosed with cancer when I was 9 years of age. And he, being a big personality in my life, it was difficult. And growing up in Karunapalli, we even have a palliative care center in Karunapalli. My aunts, uncles, my grandfather, they all were diagnosed with cancer. So I think that had a huge impact on me growing up to whom I am.
Thank you, Dr. Rekha. Thank you for taking the time to for this excellent class. We'll wind up the session now. I invite Dr. Sainuddin, Secretary KGMOA Kottayam, to give the vote of thanks.
നമസ്കാരം. അത്രയും ബഹുമാനപ്പെട്ട രേഖ മാഡം, അതുപോലെ സ്റ്റേറ്റ് ഓഫീസ് ബെയറേഴ്സ്, അക്കാഡമിക് സെൽ ബെയറേഴ്സ്, അതേപോലെ മെമ്പർമാരെ, മീറ്റിംഗ് അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്ത മെമ്പർമാരുടെ കുട്ടികളെ, വളരെ ഇൻഫോർമേറ്റീവ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു സെഷൻ ആയിരുന്നു നമ്മൾ ഇന്ന് ഇപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് രേഖ മാഡം ഇവിടെ നമുക്ക് തന്നത്. മാഡത്തെ കുറിച്ച് ഒരു പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ഒരു ഇൻട്രൊഡക്ഷൻ്റെ ആവശ്യമില്ല. നമ്മൾ തുടക്കത്തിൽ രശ്മി മാഡം പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ വളരെ തിരക്കേറിയ ഒരു ഡോക്ടറാണ്. NHSന്റെ കീഴിൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്ന ബ്ലാസ്റ്റോസിസ്റ്റ് ഇംപ്ലാന്റേഷൻ, അതുപോലെ മൈറ്റോകോൺഡ്രിയ ട്രാൻസ്പ്ലാന്റേഷൻ പോലുള്ള വലിയ വലിയ കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യുന്ന മാഡമാണ്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഒരു പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട ദിവസം ഇന്ന് സർജറി തിയേറ്റർ ഡേ ആയിരുന്നു. അതേപോലെ ഇന്ന് ഒത്തിരിയധികം പ്രൊസീജിയർ ഉള്ള ദിവസമായിരുന്നു. പക്ഷെ നമ്മളോട് കമ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്തതിന്റെ പേരിൽ മാത്രം അദ്ദേഹം തിരക്കുകൾ മാറ്റിവെച്ച് നമ്മളോടൊപ്പം ഇത്രയും സമയം ചെലവഴിച്ചു. വളരെ ഇൻഫോർമേറ്റീവ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ക്ലാസ്സാണ് മാഡം നമുക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു നൽകിയത്. അതിന് ഞാൻ KGMOയുടെ പേരിലും എൻ്റെ വ്യക്തിപരമായ പേരിലും ഞാൻ മാഡത്തിന് നന്ദി അറിയിക്കുന്നു. കുട്ടികൾക്ക് വളരെ ഉപകാരപ്രദമായ, വളരെ എന്താ പറയുക, പ്രിസൈസ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള പോയിന്റ്സ് ഉള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് മാഡം പറഞ്ഞു തന്നത്. മാറി വരുന്ന കരിയർ സാഹചര്യങ്ങളെ കുറിച്ചാണെങ്കിലും, അതുപോലെ കുട്ടികൾ സ്വായത്തമാക്കേണ്ടുന്ന സോഫ്റ്റ് സ്കിൽസ്, എസൻഷ്യൽ സ്കിൽസ് എന്നിവയെക്കുറിച്ച് മാഡം വളരെ ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയിട്ട് പറയുകയുണ്ടായി. അതുപോലെ മെഡിക്കൽ ഫീൽഡുമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടുള്ള വളരെ വിവിധങ്ങളായ ബ്രാഞ്ചുകളും അതിൻ്റെ ഏറ്റവും ഇന്നോവേറ്റീവ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഏറ്റവും ന്യൂവസ്റ്റ് മൊഡാലിറ്റീസുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് മാഡം പറഞ്ഞത്. നമുക്ക് ഇത്രയും ഡീപ്പായിട്ട് ഈ ഒരു വിഷയത്തിൽ നമുക്ക് എങ്ങനെ നോക്കിയാലും ഒരു തരത്തിൽ നമുക്ക് ഇത്രയും വിവരങ്ങൾ കിട്ടില്ല. മാഡം വളരെ പ്രിപ്പയർഡ് ആയിരുന്നു ഈ ഒരു വിഷയത്തിൽ. വളരെ നല്ലൊരു ക്ലാസ് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് തന്നതിന് താങ്ക് യു മാഡം. താങ്ക് യു സോ മച്ച്.
No, thank you, sir. Thanks for your kind words.
അതുപോലെ നമുക്ക് ഈ ഒരു സെഷൻ നമുക്ക് വേണ്ടി പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി നമുക്ക് വളരെ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടിയ ഒരാളാണ് നമ്മുടെ രശ്മി മാഡം. രശ്മി മാഡത്തെ ഞാൻ ആദ്യം ഇതിന്റെ പേരിൽ ഞാനൊരു താങ്ക് യു പറയുന്നു. താങ്ക് യു രശ്മി മാഡം. അതേപോലെ നമ്മുടെ സ്റ്റേറ്റ് പ്രസിഡന്റ് സുനിൽ സാറ്, സെക്രട്ടറി ജോബിൻ സാറ്, ട്രഷറർ അനൂപ് സാറ്, അതുപോലെ മാനേജിംഗ് എഡിറ്റർ മുരളി സാറ്, പിന്നെ ഇതിൽ പ്രധാനമായിട്ടും പറയേണ്ടത് അഭിലാഷ് സാറ് ഇതിന് പിന്നിൽ ഏറ്റവും വളരെ ആക്റ്റീവായിട്ട് പ്രവർത്തിക്കുന്ന ഒരാളാണ്. ഇത് മാത്രമല്ല, ഇതിന് മുന്നിലുള്ള പല ക്ലാസ്സുകളിലും എല്ലായിടത്തും നമുക്ക് കാണുന്ന ഒരാളാണ്. അപ്പോൾ അഭിലാഷ് സാറും അതേപോലെ ഉള്ള നമ്മുടെ അക്കാഡമിക് സെല്ലിലെ വിൻസെന്റ് സാറിനാണെങ്കിലും പ്രവീൺ സാറ്, മെറിൻ മാഡം, ഇവർക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ പേരിലും KGMOയുടെ പേരിലും നന്ദി അറിയിക്കുന്നു. അതോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ കോട്ടയം പ്രസിഡന്റ് ഡോക്ടർ ട്വിങ്കിൾ സാറിനും അതുപോലെ ഇത്തരം ഒരു ടോപ്പിക്കിനെ കുറിച്ചൊരു ഐഡിയ തന്ന ഈ ഒരു ആശയം നമുക്ക് നൽകിയ കോട്ടയം GH യൂണിറ്റ് കൺവീനർ ഡോക്ടർ റോജേഴ്സിനും ഞാൻ ഈ അവസരത്തിൽ നന്ദി അറിയിക്കുകയാണ്. അതേപോലെ ഈ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ നമ്മളോടൊപ്പം കൂടെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്ന മെമ്പർമാരും അതേപോലെ മെമ്പർമാരുടെ വിജ്ഞാനകുതികളായ കുട്ടികൾക്കും ഈ ഒരു അവസരത്തിൽ ഞാൻ നന്ദി അറിയിക്കുന്നു. താങ്ക് യു ഓൾ. താങ്ക് യു സോ മച്ച്. ഗുഡ് നൈറ്റ്.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Rekha.
Thanks, Rashmi. Bye-bye.